Ted, maybe you can give us your thoughts on preparing to do what you're doing today, and the communication of ideas, how that played a role in what you're doing today.
Preparing, first of all, I mean, you guys are preparing. You're doing the right thing just by being here. I mean, that's the first step. You know, the other thing is take advantage of every possible opportunity that comes your way. You're sitting in a room right now. Some of the people sitting in the room with you are folks that will be successful later on when you can build these relationships, but also the people sitting on the panel. Take advantage every single time something's offered to you. I can't think of, how many times I've had to go back and take classes in certain areas where I need a certain level of expertise that I could have had that class, or I actually had that class when I was in college, but didn't pay attention when I was in school. So now I needed it. It was right there at my fingertips back then. But the one thing that I always say, whether you talk about preparation or what it takes to be successful or anything like that, most of us know. We all know. I use a lot of analogies. And I say it's like getting in shape. I'm a workout fiend, and I say it's like getting in shape. We all know if you wake up every morning and you eat first of all, you eat the right foods, you eat a certain amount of protein, you eat a certain amount of vegetables, you do a certain amount of aerobic exercise every week and a certain amount of strength training, you're ultimately going to be in great shape. We all know that. The same way that we all know that if you constantly educate yourself, if you do the right thing for people, if you work hard, then that's going to prepare you to ultimately be successful. It might take some people longer than it takes others, but the bottom line is just like getting in shape, you're going to be in great shape if you do those things. We all know what it takes. The reality is that most people won't do it. And you have to be, I think Nike has one of the best commercials ever, just do it. And that's what it takes. That's the type of preparation. It's just do the things that you're doing right now in terms of going to school, networking with folks, coming out to things like this. In terms of communication, I tell you what's funny about communication. When I was at Rutgers, granted I came from two parents who both were educators, but the way I spoke wasn't really what people would feel comfortable having somebody managing their money would talk like. I hung around a different type of folks, let's say. I'll get into that a little bit later. But I remember my senior year, I took a speech improvement class. And the teacher, you had to get up at the beginning of the class and explain why you were taking this class. And of course, most of the kids in the class stood up and said, well, because it's an elective and I need the credits, and I heard this class is easy. And I got up in front of the class and said, because I want to manage billions of dollars. And I don't think anybody would take me serious the way I speak now. And so that was the reason I took the class, because I realized that I probably said 15 times in the middle of one sentence. And I needed to do something to be able to correct that. So that's where communication makes sense.
And acknowledging what you need,
right,
and then going out there and getting it.